So, alright, so we are making noodles. My noodles. So today we're making noodles. We're going to start with 2 eggs because we're just doing a small batch. Scramble up a couple eggs. So that was 2 eggs, and this is going to put about 4 large heaping tablespoons of flour, like this. So I started by beating them, and then I start kind of working the flour into that scrambled egg. Okay, so my dough is a little wet, which it should be. And I'm going to put a couple more tablespoons of flour on my cutting sheet here. As I said, there was just 2 eggs. That's all I'm starting with today because I usually do 1 egg for each serving that I'm doing. So, gently roll your dough in the flour. Then we're going to start folding. I bring it in and push it down. Now, as you can see right now, it is not bouncing up. It's still pretty wet, which is fine. See, I've got a little bit of dough on my fingers. So we're going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep folding it in and kneading this dough. Still a little damp. We don't want to overwork the dough though. If you overwork the dough, you're not going to get as much lift on the noodles when they go into the hot broth. Okay. So, I've worked it enough. As you can see, when I fold it in, it doesn't stick together real good. I can push it down. It has a small amount of bounce. Hopefully you can see that. So I can push it, and it has a little bit of bounce, but not a lot. It won't stay down, and it won't like push right back up. So that's ready. That's ready to roll out. So now we're going to take our rolling pin. Everything's coated. We're going to start flattening this out. Okay, still got a good amount of flour on it, both sides. It doesn't have to be real thin. We want it to be kind of thick. So as you roll it out, you're kind of gentle. And this is probably maybe 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch thick. I like mine a little thick so that they kind of pop when they hit the water. So we're going to roll it like so. Now we simply cut, and we're going to do about 1/2 inch. Each noodle is going to be about 1/2 inch wide. Now, because these are not a dry noodle, these go straight into the broth, and they're a little thick and a little damp still. We want to roll them out gently, each one of them. Now, if you want to freeze these, you just lay them out flat on a cookie sheet that's lined with a wax paper. Put it in your freezer. When they're frozen enough to break in half, then they're frozen enough to take off the cookie sheet and put into a Ziploc or plastic bag and tie it up. They'll be good for about 3 months, as long as they don't defrost. So this is what we have. I do not let mine dry. That's why I do not add salt. It's healthier, and salt will keep it from getting as poofy when it hits the liquid. My next video is going to be probably doing a soup base that you would add these noodles to. Thanks for watching.